Hi, it's Lori from LoriStory.com. I wanted to take a moment and show you how I made this card with the 3 deer and the Merry Christmas. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is go into Insert Images. And we're going to look for the Merry Christmas. And it's this one right here. It is from Teresa Collins, December 25th. Check that. We want the deer. Get that off of there. Deer. And I used this one, and that's from Going Places. And I used this one, which is from Teresa Collins' Holiday Silhouette. And then we also need a tree. And I used this one. And it's from my Quiet book. And one more thing is it's a rectangle. And we're going to insert those images. Okay, so we have a rectangle, we have our tree, we have our buck, and we have our doe. And we have our Merry Christmas. The first thing I'm going to do is look at the buck. I'm going to right click, ungroup, and I don't need this gray layer. I'm just going to use the black layer, so I'm going to delete. We're going to look at the doe, right click, ungroup, and again I just want the main image, which is this. So I'm going to delete the rest. And I don't need this shadow layer that's turned off, so we'll try that again. Delete that. Okay, and then I'm going to copy the doe. Copy, paste. Okay, and this one I'm going to make a little bit smaller just so I know which one I'm dealing with. This is the baby, and just to keep track of it, I'm going to go to the Edit menu, and we're going to mirror horizontally. And then I'm also going to do that to the buck. Mirror horizontally. Okay, so we've got those guys ready. Let's get our card base set up. Here's our rectangle. We're going to unlock the Keep Proportions. We're going to make this 5.5 by 4.25. It's going to be a standard A2 size card. I'm going to make my card base white, so we're going to click on the rectangle. We're going to change it to white. Okay, now while I have the Merry Christmas here, I'm going to size this down. It's going to set, well, it's behind, so we need to bring it to the front. Arrange, bring to front. So it's going to set about right there. I may change the proportions, but we'll get that out of our way. Okay, so next let's look at the tree. I'm going to use the grass as the snow in my scene. So I want to get a hold of that grass. So I'm going to right click on the tree, ungroup, and here's my snow. I need this to be longer. And actually we know our card base is 5.5 wide. So I can go over here and in the width, I'm going to leave that checked. I'm going to put 5.5. And this is my first layer of snow. And that's going to fit perfectly on the front of the card. I am going to click on it and I'm going to change it to white. While it's still selected, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste another one. And just to make this one look a little bit different, I'm going to go over to the Edit window and I'm going to mirror horizontally. And that'll just make my drifts go in a different direction. And that one will set behind. We'll pull this other one in front. So it's going to look something like this when it's layered on my card. And you can adjust that any way you want. Okay, now I was thinking my deer, the female deer, let's put her on top. The female deer is going to set somewhere about here. And I think I'm going to set her right behind that front snowdrift. The baby is going to sit right back in here. And let's make him a little bit smaller, or her a little bit smaller. And then Dad, again, we need to bring him to the front. He's going to sit right here, nice and tall. Okay, now I want to take my tree and I want to take the dirt off of it, or the base. This was the grass. So I'm going to grab this rectangle and I'm going to copy, paste. I'm going to use this rectangle as a slice. Cover up the base of the tree. I'm going to select both. I'm going to go over to the layers panel and hit slice. And now I have my tree separate. I'm going to get rid of that piece. Now I kind of want this tree to be a little bit longer, so I'm just going to stretch it until it looks kind of the way I want it. I want it to be white. I'm going to tilt it so it's a little straighter. It's going to sit over here and it's going to be about like that. So this is probably going to be the edge of my card. And I could just leave it like that and then cut it off later, but I have this rectangle out, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this, move my rectangle up here, and I'm going to cut a straight edge about right there. So I'm going to just select both. Oh, didn't grab it. You can also hold your shift key. Select one, hold shift key, select the other one, and slice. And now my tree is like that. So I can get rid of my rectangle and the other part of this tree. Let's change that back to white. And that's going to set about right there. And it'll be behind this deer. We can move her back a layer, or let's move her to the front. So the tree's going to set something about like that. Okay, one other thing I want to do is grab this deer, and I'm going to hit the sync button. And I want to cut all three of these deer in gold glitter. So I'm going to pull the black deer down to the brown. And then also this Merry Christmas is going to be cut in the same glitter paper, the top layer. So I'm going to pull that one up. So now all those layers will be cut on the same mat out of the same paper. On our white layer we have the tree, we have the two snow layers, and we have our card base, and then we have the red Merry Christmas. There's one more thing I want to add. I want to add a cardinal, just to add a splash of color here. So I'm going to go back to Insert Image and type in Cardinal. I'm going to use this one. And check. Insert. Okay, and we look over here in the Layers palette. It's grouped together. Let's right-click, Ungroup. And I really only want that base layer, which is this. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, and I also don't want all this stuff in the middle to cut out. I don't want the wing to cut out, or these little pieces here, or the eye. So in order to fix that, we go over here to the Layers panel and we hit Contour. And what this does is it turns this purple. If you want to get rid of something that is in the dark purple outline, you just put your cursor on it until it is kind of highlighted. Just like that. Click it. It will turn blue. Now let's see if we can get this one. Click it, turns blue. This one. Oh. If you happen to click the main image, you'll get this message, which is what I just did. So it's not a problem. Just hit contour again. Get rid of this wing. I'm going to get rid of these. And I think there's one more. Okay, so if we click off, then we see we have a solid image. I'm also going to mirror him to this direction, and I'm going to make him really small, because I really just want the outline. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to, let's pull him back up. Let's get rid of the feet. So let's use our rectangle again. Copy, paste. Grab our rectangle, and let's just take, sorry guy, I'm going to get rid of your legs. And that should do it. Select both and slice. And now I have the cardinal with no legs. There they are. Delete. Okay, now let's make him really small. And I'm going to set him in my tree so he could be even smaller. And he's going to set about like that. Okay, so that does it for our card. All we have to do is hit go. And you see we have our cardinal. I'm going to cut him out in red glitter. We have our base for our Merry Christmas, which is just going to be cut out of red cardstock. We have our gold glitter paper. It's going to cut the two does and the deer and our Merry Christmas. And I'm just moving these away from the edge a little bit. And then we have our white layer, which is our card base, our tree, and our two snow layers. And that's it. All you need to do is cut out all these pieces and assemble. Thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks!